Good evening all, I'm Aditi Lamba with the Thursday night edition of South Asian News, Vision of Asia. We are coming to you from our studio in New York City. Welcome to the show. Let's begin by taking a look at the coronavirus pandemic. Globally, we are looking at more than 56.6 million cases of the coronavirus with at least 1.35 million deaths. In the United States, we have surpassed 11.6 million cases, and the death toll from COVID-19 in the US has now surpassed 251,000 today. The number of patients hospitalized in the nation has jumped nearly 50% in the last 2 weeks, forcing many states to impose new restrictions to curb the alarming viral spread as Americans face a potentially grim winter and an upcoming holiday season. The Midwest is seeing the worst surge right now, and the Northeast is picking up numbers in cases. The acceleration of these cases has forced many schools and businesses to shut down again to mitigate the spread of the disease. New York City schools have been shut now as the positivity rate surpassed 3%. The city's mayor Bill de Blasio has said that he expects the state to also shut down indoor dining and gyms within a week or two, given the rate of the current infections. Michigan has begun a 3-week shutdown that closes gyms, high schools, colleges, and entertainment venues. Minnesota in the Midwest has also ordered a shutdown of restaurants, bars, gyms, and other venues. Even in the nation's capital, the Smithsonian Institution announced that it will close all of its museums and National Zoo. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is criticizing some states for shutting down parts of their economies to curb the spread of the COVID-19 disease. And again, the president refuses to concede to President-elect Joe Biden and is refusing to share critical COVID-19 data with the president-elect's transition team. President-elect Joe Biden today met with a group of bipartisan governors as COVID-19 cases surge. So where are we headed in terms of the pandemic for the next few months, and how does COVID-19 ramifications impact South Asians? We discuss much on this and aspects of COVID-19 relief. Here are the headlines for tonight. Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Kamal Kalsi discusses surge in COVID-19 cases, updates and measures, New Jersey. Sant Nirankari mission hosts Humanness Blood Drive 2020, Westbury, New York. Disney's Mira Royal Detective celebrates Diwali 22 exclusive dance tutorial featuring Bollywood choreographer Nakul Mahajan. It's time for a short break on South Asian News segment, Vision of Asia. We'll be right back. And welcome again. I'm Aditi Lamba and this is Vision of Asia, Thursday night episode of South Asian News. Let's continue discussing the coronavirus pandemic updates with cases surging across the nation, especially in the Midwest. The country has been recording more than 160,000 cases per day, and currently nearly 79,000 people are being treated for disease in hospitals across the nation. Health and government officials are warning that the sharp rise in hospitalizations could worsen if Americans do not limit their upcoming Thanksgiving holiday celebrations to single, small household gatherings. Today, the Center of Disease and Control Prevention, the CDC, urged Americans not to travel during next week's Thanksgiving holiday to mitigate the spread of coronavirus. The CDC advised against gathering with anyone who has not lived in the same household for at least 14 days and recommended virtual gatherings. And on vaccine, Pfizer and its partner BioNTech announced 95% efficacy, and Moderna earlier this week said its vaccine is 94.5% effective. Eyes continue to be on this vaccine and its distributions as well. So what shall we be doing to protect ourselves right now? Earlier today, we spoke with Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Kamal Kalsi, urging all to wear a mask. Here is Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Kamal Kalsi. There is so much that is happening in the nation, and I have a lot of questions for you today. So let's dig right into it. Let's just quickly take a look at the numbers coming in today. The United States has surpassed a very sobering number of 250,000 deaths in the nation. And we're looking at 11.6 million cases. Let's forget what's happening globally for a second. Can you explain to me how you're looking at these big numbers right now, and what lessons do we need to learn from this high number of deaths?
These are astounding numbers, and it's hard to sometimes just appreciate really how bad these numbers are. We take care of patients one at a time. And what's happening is it's very easy to say, oh yeah, 1,000 or 1,800 people died on this day. But what sometimes people don't realize is that each of these lives lost has a whole family behind them, and they're dying in really, really horrible ways. They're dying in ICUs where they're not able to even touch or connect with their loved ones as they're passing away. So it's I don't want us to lose connection to the fact that even though these are astounding and large numbers, each one of these numbers is a person, is a life with a whole family and a circle of friends. So, but I'm frustrated that we don't have a cohesive national response to this. This is something that they've been floundering with now for over 9 months.
Right.
So we definitely do need a comprehensive national plan and strategy. Do we need like a national quarantine? I think we can do something better than that. I think we can have sort of a more focused approach that also allows us to continue to allow the country to stay open and move forward. So, like New York City, they've been able to isolate certain pockets that come up, and then they essentially quarantine those pockets of infection.
Right.
And I think that's a good plan to move forward, but it has to be not just a state or a county strategy. It has to be a national strategy.
Yeah, just one about what you're talking right now, where you have to isolate areas that are showing high cases. Let's talk about the Midwest. It is surging with cases right now, and a lot of the governors there still haven't implemented a mask mandate. Actually, only 36 states have implemented somewhat of a mask mandate. Number one, why is there such a surge in the Midwest happening right now? And why are we seeing a surge in the cases slowly in the Northeast? And second, what do you think these governors of these states, especially in the Midwest, should be doing?
So there's a lot going on in the Midwest, right? They have not traditionally been wearing in a lot of these Midwestern states. They've not been wearing masks, or at least their politicians and their governors may not be pushing masks and social distancing as much as we have done here in the Northeast, because we felt the initial brunt very badly back in March and April. And politics probably does have something to play into this, but I think what happened here to us in the Northeast was we had friends and family members that we know were affected by this. So we saw it firsthand. People in the Midwest and other parts of the country only saw it on the news. So, they were one step sort of removed from the reality of the situation. And they didn't really get to experience how bad it was. And now, I have friends that are doctors or physicians in those Midwestern states, and they are, what they're reporting in some of these places is really bad. ICUs filling up to capacity. What's happening is all these COVID patients are coming in, and then regular patients, your heart attacks, your strokes, your regular traumas, all of that is becoming more and more difficult to handle, because now your medical framework, your hospitals and your clinics and such are too busy taking care of COVID. They don't have enough resources, enough manpower, enough infrastructure to take care of all the regular patients. So, we're definitely still on the upswing of all this. In the next couple of months, it is definitely going to get worse.
This month, we are celebrating the very popular Festival of Lights, Diwali 2020, an occasion celebrated by millions of South Asians across the globe on the theme that good triumphs over evil, just like light does on darkness. On that, Disney's popular animated show Mira Royal Detective also commemorated the great occasion. Mira Royal Detective is inspired by Indian cultural heritage and is set in a fictional land of Jaipur, following a smart, brave and resourceful South Asian, Mira, who is appointed as the role of Royal Detective by the Queen. The series has truly brought recognition to South Asian American community and a great venue for younger Americans to learn about India, its culture and arts. So with that, we have tonight a fun and exciting dance tutorial by the series Bollywood choreographer Nakul Mahajan as he presents some of Mira's favorite dance moves, including many from the Diwali special episode. So get on your dancing shows, on to dance with Nakul Mahajan on Disney's Mira Royal Detective. Here is Nakul Mahajan's dance tutorial.
Hi, I'm Nakul Mahajan, and I'm the choreographer on Mira Royal Detective. I'm here at my studio, NDM Bollywood Dance Studios, and I'm so excited for the new Diwali episode. So in celebrating Diwali, I wanted to teach you some steps that we see Mira and her friends do. So maybe when you see Mira do this step, you join in too.
Music, laughter fills the air, special moments that we share, it's Diwali.
Another step that we're gonna see in the Diwali episode called the calling step. And it's just upper body. You're gonna bring your hands flat like this and just curl your fingers in and then release them back up again. Curl them in and release them. And we do it on the other side as well. Curl in and release. Curl in and release. It's like you're calling someone. Hey, I'm over here. Hi, how are you? Hi. So it's just like you're calling someone to come to you. Now we're gonna add some shoulders to this. So your shoulders and your fingers curling in, combining all that together, it's gonna look like this. Shoulder, call, the calling step. And you can do it by looking at each corner. Or you can look straight. You're gonna add the shoulders and that makes it extra fun.
Dancing and singing, we'll light the lights again. It's everyone, it's everywhere, it's here.
It's finally here!
Diwali.
Now this is my favorite step from the Diwali episode on Mira Royal Detective. And here's how we do it. Take your fingers and connect them like this. Now after that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna place your arms just like this. So you have your hands that are bent by the wrists, and then place your hands on one side of your body and now push across. Now the fun part, we get to flip it and now push and swipe to the other side. Ooh, continue that. Switch, push, flip it, push. So it's gonna happen 2 times. We're gonna go one side, flip it, the other side. Now after that, place your hand to your hip and step out with your leg and then make a big circle with your arm going all the way around. And this hand that I use, I call this the lotus. And you're gonna take your fingers and just spread them across and you're gonna look up and then you're gonna look straight. So let's combine this now. So take your fingers, connect them, push to the side, push one more time, hands to your hip and lotus arm around with the leg to the side. And this is such a beautiful step and you'll see why when you watch the video, because when Mira does this step and this, and she goes around, she's actually lighting these beautiful candles around her. Let's try it with music, yeah?
Mira, what's your favorite part of Diwali?
Oh, Chiku, there are so many amazing things about Diwali. Clean the house and decorate, brand new clothes to celebrate, so much to appreciate, it's Diwali. Bringing together our family and friends, young and old, we're all near and dear.
It's our favorite time of year.
Dancing and singing. It's everyone, it's everywhere, it's here.
It's finally here.
Diwali. Colors, patterns everywhere. Music, laughter fills the air. Special moments that we share. It's Diwali. Dancing and singing will light the lights again. It's everyone, it's everywhere, it's here.
It's finally here. Hope you enjoy these moves and keep dancing with Mira, and wishing all of you a very, very happy Diwali.
Diwali. Diwali.
Happy Diwali!
Let's hear it for Mira, royal detective. Mira, 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 hey!
It's time for a short break on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be right back. And welcome back. This is Vision of Asia, the South Asian news segment, and I am Aditi Lamba. Let's now take a look at the Sant Nirankari Mission USA, a spiritual and service-based non-profit dedicated to a genuine effort to unite mankind for the good of humanity by serving the ones in need and promoting the ideologies of love, peace, and unity globally. Known for its contributions to the greater community, this year, the Sant Nirankari Mission has been helping with numerous COVID-19 relief efforts all across the nation, hosting drive-in food drives, mass distribution, PPE kits, and food for healthcare workers, along with blood donation camps, which are very essential to the mission's work. Recently, the New York chapter of the Sant Nirankari Mission and its charitable foundation collaborated with the New York Blood Center to host a Humanness blood drive at the Center of Oneness in Westbury, New York. Adhering to all CDC guidelines, the event saw members of the Sant Nirankari Mission and others donate blood in order to truly assist blood banks which are going to run dry due to coronavirus pandemic. The Humanness blood drive had a beautiful message of giving back and uplifting lives through blood, and we spoke with several of its members of the Sant Nirankari Mission. Here is the story. Hello everyone, you are watching ITV Gold and I'm your host Aditi Lamba. Today we're in Long Island, New York for the Humanness blood drive by the Sant Nirankari Mission. It's a beautiful non-profit that is dedicated to humanity and peace and brotherhood universally. And today we bring together their collaboration with the New York Blood Center, in which they'll be donating blood to really help the ones who need. Currently, blood banks are going dry due to COVID crisis. So what they are doing today with the Sant Nirankari Mission is giving back to the community that truly needs it during this crisis. So today, we'll be following through the entire process of what's happening with the blood donation. And finally, we'll be talking to some key members of this organization to really get insight into what they truly believe in and why they're all coming together.
Rise above indifference, from separate to whole. Living a life of purpose is a universal goal. We can make a change. Love is the way. Let's break the walls. And make a better place. So come together. Oh fellow beings. Let's celebrate humanity.
Help me spread love and equality. Let's heal the world. We're one family. Let's move beyond the selfish me. Let's make a better world, a world in harmony.
Now you have a very interesting story with blood donations. I would love for you to share that.
I started donating blood in college, which is in the 60s.
Wow.
And then when I graduated, I started working in hospitals. When you work in hospitals and you're an O positive client, they like you to give blood because they need it for surgeries. So I've been giving blood since then. I retired from the hospital in 2010 and then moved to New York 4 years ago, and I haven't given blood. So I figured I'd start again. So I went online looked for the nearest blood donor going on, and your name came up, and here I am.
The Sant Nirankari mission truly focuses on youth enrichment and encouragement, right? Tell us about what you all have been up to during this entire COVID-19 pandemic. I know the mission has been doing some incredible work.
Yes, so through the pandemic, we have been meeting nonstop over the weekends at the Bhavan at the temple, and we have been doing mask distributions. We've been preparing meals for doctors. We've had food drives. We've done a cleanliness drive. So we've definitely been trying to give back to the community in every way possible, just as Sadhguru Mataji teaches us to do.
You know, currently blood banks are going dry across the country because people are not going into the hospitals or going into institutions like the Red Cross or the New York Blood Center to donate blood because they're scared. What do you think, what kind of message does this event send out according to you in helping the community?
So I think it's a very valid point because I'm working for a healthcare organization myself. And when COVID came, a lot of people didn't go, but we were the essential services we used to go. And people are scared. So is my family and my friends. But I think as we're going along, we're learning about it. So now we know how to do those things. So I think this event is one of the examples that you come here, you don't feel that COVID is around because the way you guys did that was excellent. And I feel very comfortable that donating blood in this environment was perfect.
Thank you, Molly, for joining us here on ITV Gold. You are a member of the Sant Nirankari mission, the youth group here. Talk to me about this event that's happening today. And you are a first-time blood donor. So I would love to know what's going through your mind and how do you look at something like a blood donation?
It is my first time and I'm a little nervous, but it's definitely something that I feel I want to contribute, especially a part of this mission where we just try and help wherever possible. And just being a youth member, I feel like it's important to, set an example for like the younger youth that are going to grow and then continue to do this.
Definitely. The mission is all about humanity, peace, and love, right? Talk to us about how did it feel being raised in it? And, what kind of responsibility do you feel you have as a youth of this mission?
Just like being raised in, I feel we just had so many great examples of like saints, and it's just so nice to be able to finally be in their position and like get to do everything the way they did, because looking up to all these saints, I was always like, wow, I want to definitely be like that, and this is just one step into being exactly like them.
Joining us right now is Joginder Singh. He's one of the key organizers for the Sant Nirankari Mission Humanness Blood Drive today. So let's talk to him about what's going on here and what was the perspective behind it. Joginder ji, thank you so much for being with us on ITV Gold. Just starting off this interview, I have to ask you, today New York Blood Center is here collaborating with the Sant Nirankari Mission to host a blood drive. What was the purpose behind it and what took to put all of this together?
Well, as you know, that Sant Nirankari missions, one of the philosophy is that service to humanity is worship to God. And Sadhguru Baba Hardev Singh Ji Maharaj has always said this, one of his quotes, I'm sure you must have probably heard a bunch of times earlier, that blood should run in the veins and not in the drains. So anytime there is a need in the community, Sant Nirankari mission is always there. Volunteers are always there to help out. And normally we do twice a year the blood drives, in April and in October. The last one was postponed because of the CDC regulations. So as soon as they relaxed their restrictions, and now as you could see that the medical places and the blood banks, they are running emergency shortage of the blood supply.
And this wraps up our show for the night. Please remember to send us your suggestions and get your voices and organizations on our show. Email us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on Facebook @itvgold. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for free access to many of our popular shows. Thank you for joining us tonight from Queens, New York. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Aditi Lamba. Take care and be well.